Hold on, we gotta black that out. Hold on. I'm gonna start over. We gotta black that out.
Black, what up?
What I just said. I'm gonna start what I just said over.
Oh, about the free Diddy?
No, no, no. I didn't say free Diddy. I did not say that. He's trying to clickbait me. You trying to clickbait me? I'm about to start recording right now. He said free Diddy. No, no, sir. No,
My
sir.
fault. I didn't.
No,
I was thinking of the wrong.
no, sir. No, the fuck I did not say that. No, I did not. No free
Damn,
Diddy.
my fault.
No, yeah.
My
I
fault.
said, in support of Cassie. I accidentally misspoke and said free Cassie, but she's already free.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But
My fault.
you said it, not me.
Live, quiet on the set.
Camera speed.
Roll sound.
Sound production, take one.
Listen, man. We ain't got the chairs right now, but of course,
Yes.
we are on the couch.
Yes, we
The
are.
director's couch.
Yes.
Of course. ¿Cómo estás? Muy bien, ¿y tú? GVO. To the right of me, we got
Hola, ¿cómo están, mi gentes? Mi nombre es Dominus Dubai.
Dominus Dubai.
Yes, Dominance Dubai.
Okay.
Like
Now,
the word domination, it's a real word. Dominance. Just have to, emphasize because they'd be like Dominus,
yeah.
Dominique Dubai, and you know what I mean. But Dominance Dubai. Yes.
Now, for those of you out here who don't know, Miss Dubai is a musical artist.
Yes.
Not only is she a musical artist, but she's a talented actress.
Oh.
And she's also a talented photographer.
Oh, just starting out, but yes, thank you.
If you guys don't know, let's make sure we tap in with her first off.
Yes, please
Now,
tap in.
let me ask you this, because you started off with talking about Dominus Dubai. How did you get this name, Dominus Dubai? First off.
Yes. So, when I was about 14, 15, I had a conversation with Shy the Realist, Shaq AOR, and Wings the Reaper. And, I was coming up with like my stage name, and like I was throwing things at them. And they're like, nah, that's not it. You know what I mean? And like, there was this story that I used to tell in grade school. Like I was a rambunctious kid. And there was a time where...
Hold on, real quick.
Yes.
For those... Break down the word rambunctious for those that may not understand.
Okay, so I was troublesome. I caused ruckus.
There we
I
go.
was from A to B, B to A in the classroom. Like I was all over the place. A vocabulary test where the word domination had came up. And, my grade school teacher had said it. She was like, domination. And all the kids had looked up. And, like, they thought that she was going to say Dominique, and, like, that's my real name, Dominique Perez, Dominique Star Perez. So they thought that she was calling on me. And I was like, what if I did a play on that? You know what I mean? And then it's close to my name, so I came up with Dominance. And I remember saying it in the room, and they were like, oh, well, that's too masculine. Like, you sound like a rapper, like that sounds strong. Oh, that sounds like dominatrix, but I was like, but it speaks so much volume because it's like, it's much more than that story. Like it dominates my ribcage. Like you ever listen to a song with that bass, you know what I mean? And like how it shakes, you know what I mean? In your body, like that's really where it comes from. So at 14, 15, I came up with that. And then a couple years later, I came up with the Dominus Dubai because I was inspired by like Celia Cruz, Dorothy Dandridge, like Marilyn Monroe, Michael Myers. You know what I mean? So like the double whatever, the double initial being like the first. Like I love that. So
Dee Dee.
Yeah, right. Deity. I love it. I freaking love it. I love it. I freaking love it. But wait, no, that's not freaking Ed, Ed and Eddie.
That is.
Dexter.
No,
Dexter's
I'm tripping.
Laboratory. Yeah. But they also had a sister on there that was really, you know what I'm saying. But yes, Dexter's Laboratory. Deity. But either way it goes, Young Abu Dhabi by Chinks Drugs had came out. I want to say like 2015, 14.
Rest in peace to Change
Yes,
Drugs.
I was just about to say R.I.P. to Chinks Drugs, but I also wanted to pay homage, because like I listened to him through Coke Boys, and like I've been listening to French Montana Macaroni.
Yeah.
Like I don't play. Like I love him so bad. But like either way it goes, like when he brought on Chinks Drugs, like I was really like, and like Sanctuary, like listening to Chinks Drugs isn't on that, but like you know what I mean? Like
Nah,
later
just
on
that
he
era
made
of music,
Sanctuary,
yeah.
like that whole whatever, like I saw him come up, I grieved him, and then I listened to him, and I was like, where he's like, just want a trip to Dubai, and I was like, Dominus Dubai. I'm like, I kind of like that. Like I was like, that sticks to me. Like not saying like I'm paying homage to like and no offense, like and not saying I'm not, but like like Tokyo Tony and Black China, like you know what I mean, like having that whatever. Because don't get me wrong, I thought about maybe it may not be okay. So like until somebody tells me it's not okay, I don't know if that is that okay to say. Should I even say that?
Well, shit, we ain't in Dubai. We in America.
I know. Yeah. Yes, we are.
in
Yes, we
America.
are. Yes, we are.
And in America,
Yes.
there's a
Yes.
freedom of speech.
Yeah.
Shout out to all the ladies with freedom of speech.
Yes.
They talk a lot, but
And shout out to all the women who don't have freedom of speech, and we are fighting for you, and we are trying our best to put a spotlight towards that as well. All women, and especially women of color, should have the freedom to do whatever they choose. I'm here for women's rights and women's wrongs as well.
yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
See, now we're gonna get into it because we're gonna touch on a few things in regards to, not only, as far as like the music aspect, but also in the sense of you being a woman too as well.
Yes.
So I'm gonna just jump into it because you're already right there in that area. What does being a woman mean to you? Now, I asked my grandma and them this on one of these episodes too. So I got it from like a family aspect. Now we're not family, but we're our family. We are
Yes,
family.
We are. Yeah, we are.
So, but at the
Yeah,
same
yeah,
token,
yeah.
I love to hear exactly like what you think, like how you feel about you being a woman, what it means to you, importance.
Well, love it, living for it. Been a woman for a while now. I'm live. But no, being a woman, always staying alert, not being too kind, apologize later, in sense of
Society today, correct?
also making sure that I am learning as much as possible. Like I said before, knowledge is power. Making sure that when I'm in a room being noticed, being not like the loudest in the room as like being like, but being the loudest in the room in the sense of, the power within myself, the confidence that I hold, knowing who I am, and not letting anybody trample over it with any type of passive aggression or sexism, misogyny. So yeah, and also, bad girl things. You know what I'm saying? Like I love being a woman. I love it. I love being a woman, but at the forefront of it, I don't get into my divine feminine until way later because I have to be on defense mode. And I don't say that in a sense of like being disrespectful or like,
I think it sucked for y'all, like that y'all gotta be like.
Thanks, I
defensive.
appreciate it. No, yeah. But yeah, it's hard. It's hard.
It's the sucky part because it's like
Sucky.
It is. It's so sucky because it's like when a man meets a woman, I feel like in a sense, like you, and when I say when a man meets a woman, I mean like a man meets a woman that he knows that he wants, and it's like at first you got to go through the guard stage, and it's like you as a woman, we know what we want and appreciate too in a sense, but it's like because you guys experience so much, seen so much. And of course, like us getting to know you, we don't know or don't understand or don't see or whatever. We have to obviously like go through a stage where you are unguarded
You think so?
I mean, well, not unguarded. You are guarded. Yes. Oh yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean,
Women.
I don't know.
Women have a wall from the get go. In my opinion, I feel like
Yeah.
it to an extent,
Yeah,
depending
yeah,
on what.
yeah.
It depends on how a woman met you, in a sense. I feel like for example, say like me and you are childhood friends, so I've known you, so
Right,
the
right.
guard may be a little bit different
Right, right, right.
versus I know of you through a mutual friend, or I've never met you. Now the guard is in two different situations where you might be a little more guarded because I don't know you, but I'm getting to know you. Versus I know you through a mutual friend. I'm not gonna be too guarded, but I'm gonna still keep it up just in case, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, that for sure. Yeah, no, it definitely makes sense. And just to piggyback off of that, but I think that there also comes a time where like men know what they want, and they also know what the woman wants, and they choose not to pursue for X, Y, and Z reason. But like I'm in that point in my life where like that really isn't my biggest worry. Like I have bigger fish to fry, like a single mother of two. But no, like it definitely is something that I'm mindful of, and I also realize that we are all a lot of people who dealt with traumatic pasts and have been through a lot, and I feel like I also just like give that empathy as well. And I know that it's gotten to the point where it's like, oh, fuck it. If he ain't on his shit, then I'm done. And don't get me wrong. Wait, my bad. Sorry. Am I dragging? Am I being too much? No, let me stop. Let me stop. No, I'm
But
good.
that's
I'm
how
good.
they
I'm good.
be
Never mind.
sometimes, though. I ain't gonna hold you. Just be like, I don't want to.
Like, okay, I watched the pop the balloon
stuff.
stuff. You know what I mean? And it's like, and also it happens both ends because I'm a woman first. Okay, I'm here speaking but I'm saying like,
I'm a representative, so that's fine.
yeah, but you know how like somebody will step out and immediately they pop the balloon. And maybe I've gotten to a point, and I'm not desperate. I know my worth, but it's also not surface level for me. You know what I mean? Like there could be somebody who makes me feel like on top of the world, that knows my worth, that knows who I am, and like I ain't gonna pop the balloon because X, Y, and Z. And I don't know.
It just depends or whatever. It just depends on the situation.
Yeah.
You know.
I'm just like, I'm not saying that I'm not here for looks, but that's not really the biggest thing for me. Like, I'm gonna be real. Like, imagine you see a really beautiful woman on your off day. You see a woman that you don't think you are as crisp and as clean. Yeah, like you're not feeling yourself. Like, how would that feel? You know what I mean? Like,
See, okay. Here's the thing. See, so now you say that when you say you don't feel crisp and on your off
because
day.
imagine a woman come out, and I'm not saying like you shouldn't be going on the pop the balloon and not, but I'm using that as an example. But I'm saying like you could see a woman where she's not. Think of all these bed yells, okay? What they look on like a normal day, and I'm not saying it as, but I'm using it as an example. Like, I think it goes for both ends. Like, where like don't judge a book by its cover.
Women
That's
do.
really what it is. Just don't judge a book by its cover. That's
Women
all.
do.
Well, but men do too. But men do it all the time. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, I'm sorry, but like, if you got no, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Nah, I'm okay. No, we
sure?
getting too spicy too quick. Irish Goodbye is streaming on all platforms right now. I'm in Dubai.
Irish
but,
Goodbye on all
yes.
platforms. On all platforms.
Yeah, because I don't want to be like to that though. Yeah.
Go,
I ain't even up yet.
You
Shit, I ain't trying to
gotta
get canceled.
You gotta
Shit,
do what
I ain't
you
even
gotta
up
do.
yet.
Trust me. People get canceled every day and come back alive. You see what happened to the baby. Yeah. Great comeback. I'm not gonna hold you. But okay, so skip off of that or whatever. Now talk about the woman, the feminism, and all that. Now, we were mentioning in regards to what being a woman is to you, what it means to you. Now, like I stated earlier, she is a music artist. Now, if you guys don't know, She has this thing called a voice. Would you like to hit a note for him real quick before I go into this real fast? I don't know, maybe just a little something.
Maybe just a little something.
something.
Okay.
Let me sing it for you.
Your arms wrapped around me. Your smile, your eyes kissing on me. Your voice in my ear, sweet like honey. Oh, honey. Touch me, love me, breathe me in, and just be there, be there. Be there, Irish goodbye, Dominance Dubai, streaming on all platforms. I appreciate it. Thank
Yeah, you heard my motherfucking voice, man.
Big
you
period, big period.
You heard how beautiful I sound.
You're so good. Damn, I should be interviewing you. Damn, the fuck you got me here for?
Be there. Okay, nah, it's fine.
No, big up. That was really good. I like that. Yodel version. You know what I'm saying? Yodel version. I like that.
So listen, for many of you that don't know, like I stated, her voice, beautiful, amazing. Now, elaborate and explain to them in regards to, like, we've talked previously before.
Yes.
Explain your idea of, like, your inspiration for your music. Where does it come from in regards to the topic of women and feminism, as we talked about previously before?
So I only make music for women. Men are invited. Okay, they are invited to listen. They are invited to enjoy, but it is strictly for women. There's a lot of times where I am the only woman on a set list. There's a lot of times where I am the only woman on a song, like only woman in the room. There's just a lot of times where that comes up. I really just want my audience to be captivated, and my audience is women. And I have found like a new power with my music, much more than making the music itself, like being able to do it. There was a point in time where I wasn't able to do it. It wasn't because of me being a mother. It was certain things in my life that didn't give me that grace. So me getting my power back after years of enduring trauma and domestic abuse, and being able to get my power back, and also elevating in every sense, and finding my village, finding my audience, my friends, my group, just finding the people that genuinely support me and want the best for me, and to continue through that. So my feminism is it's all of it, and I have never felt more of a divine, feminine, and more of a woman now. And I know that men like to joke about it. It's oh, women love to talk about divine feminine that can't cook this, that, and the third. I can't cook though, but I'm just saying, I'm just saying, I'm not saying it like that. My bad. I just wanted to put it out there. I didn't want it to seem like my favorite meal is Alfredo. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I still use box rice like the best of them. I said, hey. No sabo, but they come out just as fine. But I'm just saying,
girl, don't use box rice.
It really is it is me tapping into my divine feminine, and I'm able to put my guard down a bit, doing so.
Let me ask you this too. As a music artist, feminism obviously is an inspiration. So you discuss things that you went through, in a sense. You make music more so for the ladies.
Only.
Now, neo soul, R&B, but we like to dibble dabble in other areas too as well. For you, name your top 3 musical artists that inspires you.
Alicia Keys, Marsha Ambrosius, and Rihanna. I gotta put Rihanna on there. I know that that's like probably like a go-to. Beyonce as well. That's so hard because the thing is like I feel like the easy answer is Rihanna and Beyonce. You know what I mean? I have so many like Sade, Lauryn Hill, like Erica
surprised.
Badu. Like I really do, but like
Marsha Ambrose is fire though.
they.
Freaking me.
Yeah, that's my shit. I love Flowetry as a whole, but it
For
really
sure.
is hard to pinpoint because I think of layers like Beyonce, and I like how she plays around with her voice and also gets the most quirkiest beat that you wouldn't even think that vocals could be laid on. I love Rihanna for the Caribbean aspect, like to see someone represent their island so much and like dominate the the pop and the R&B like genre, and like so much so that like years after like she just released a single from Smurfs. I'm aching. I love it. I'm fiending. I don't care if she just talks. Okay, like and like how on TikTok they make the whatever, but I think of Alicia Keys as far as like my CD player, like being on the bus and one of my mom's friends has a son. His name is Malachi McNair, and he actually told the bus driver that I could sing, and "Fallen" was my song, and then he made the whole bus be quiet so I could sing. You know what I mean? And I'm singing "Fallen" from listening off of this like CD. Like, there's no such thing as instrumentals at this time. I don't have my karaoke machine at this time. Like, I have to hold it real steady so the CD don't skip with all these bumps because I don't know the lyrics like that. I have my CD case where I have the lyrics because in that specific CD with "Fallen," she had the lyrics printed out, and she has her green. Yeah, she has her green hat with the with the braids and like like and she's an Aquarius as well, a January Aquarius, but Aquarius nevertheless. But like I think of those moments that I've had with her that she don't even know. You know what I mean? And not to say it like that because I want to sound like hello Eminem, my name's Stan, like whatever. Like, I'm not trying to sound like that, but like there's so many moments that I've had with these singers like Lauryn Hill. I don't think of like just like sister act. I think of when she's with the Fugees, and I think about being in the back of my dad's Honda and him playing these songs and like it captivating me like that. Like, Erica Badu, like, like, better call Tyrone. Like the way she adds like the gospel vocals and like plays around with her voice and like the way she stacks and like the lyricism. Like, sometimes it don't have to be as crisp and clean as everybody thinks. Like, sometimes it could be like a dragged on come and pick up your shit. It's like it sounds like me and my homegirl talking. Like, seeing a live performance like when they did like the Def Jam Poetry Slam, and like when singers would perform and like when the poets would perform, and
They should
like
bring that back actually.
they should. We should do so. We should bring that back, right? We're gonna do a GVO fucking that though. You know what I'm saying? But like I'm saying, like, it's certain stuff like that that I think about, and it's much more than even music. Like, even just like poets and men too. Like I think of, and these aren't really the greatest examples, but I think of Chris Brown's like exclusive album, because I was in Puerto Rico when that Wall to Wall came out, and I remember listening to it and like the runs. Like, if people really pay attention to my runs, like I use a lot of Chris Brown, Trey Songz, Passion, Pain, and Pleasure specifically, that album. Can't say other ones, but like there's a couple of like male artists that I've looked up to as well, and yeah, it's so hard to pinpoint. Like, I just feel like music is just like such a broad language that like there's a lot of people, even here in Rochester, there's people that inspire me.
Now I gotta ask you this because you are a music artist, like you stated, and not only that,
Sometimes.
but
Sometimes. No, I'm kidding. All
No.
the time. Yeah.
I'm gonna cross back and forth into two questions. or
Yes,
whatever,
please
too,
do.
because I have to touch on this. Now, most people don't know or don't realize that your range of, as far as like music, is not subjected into one area and one category, obviously. So I know we've talked previously before, but I would like for you to enlighten those out there in regards to your range of music, where it has, like you said, the R&B, the neo soul, going into the pop and all that type of stuff. But you've been in an orchestra.
Yes. Yes.
You've been in an orchestra.
Yes.
Now,
Yes.
now, first off,
The opera.
First,
The opera.
the fucking of all, there's not a lot of black people that's doing shit like that. So, shout out to her. First off,
Thank you.
Shout out to her
Thank
because
you.
there's not a lot of black people that's doing orchestra, opera, none of that shit.
I
So
appreciate
the
that.
fact
Thank
that you
Thank
the fact
you.
that you even you know what I'm saying?
So
Give us that experience, that taste.
yes, yeah. So I did want to mention, like, I did start off in the church. So my mother at like the age of 8 or 9 got me in at a church that was on Hudson and Clifford, you know, like one of those like house churches, you know what I mean, where they threw the pews in, put a rug in, put a couple flowers on the side, boom. Iglesia.
Iglesia.
Iglesia. But no, took the shackles off my feet so I could dance. I just want to praise you. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, that was on like a burned CD. And like I had to practice that, you know what I mean? And like, more, Jesus, more. And I sung that. I got into the choir and like learning those songs. And like after that, getting into 46 school. And you know, I used to always try out for the solos.
As you supposed to.
Yeah, yes, sir. And like it wasn't something like, oh, does anybody want to do a solo? Meet me after class. So met Mr. Vanderweiss after class and did the solos. And my principal at the time, Miss Sheridan Deli, her daughter is Sue Catronio, which is a renowned opera singer here in Rochester. And I auditioned for School of the Arts the first time in 5th grade, didn't get in. So very heartbroken, and I told my principal about what had happened. And after I graduated from 46, you know, 6th grade and stuff, the moving up ceremony.
Yeah.
But after that, she called my mother and said, like, we need to keep Dominique singing. So she called my mom. She picked me up. They took me to Oak Hill Country Club. Okay.
All right.
I had never seen such a place. Like, you can smell the wood. You know what I mean? Like, it was
Now-
so like.
Hold on real quick. Just to touch off that. For all you motherfuckers out there that don't know what Oak Hill is. Tiger Woods, Oak Hill, motherfucker. That's what she's talking about. Tiger Woods, Oak Hill. You know how many motherfuckers can't get in the Masters?
No, I appreciate you. I appreciate you.
And she getting there to say, "Oh, say, can you
I appreciate
see?"
you. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. Not that, but no, I appreciate you. I appreciate you. But no, like I remember walking in and like there was a grand piano in every room and like, oh, we're gonna it's not library. What is it when somebody has all those books, and then there's the desk. It's something specific. Hold on. Not a library, but it's all three
study hall?
walls. A study.
Study hall.
We're going into the study. I'm like, damn, I didn't study for this. I mean, you know what I'm saying? What you mean in the study? I didn't know there was a test. But no, so like I go in this room and like shit, Oak Hill, all right, shit, Oak from top to bottom, you know what I mean? I said shit. I said the curtains were red, but like you have to understand, like in my mind, like this was like, okay, your family tells you could sing, like people like pat you on the back, whatever, like I think you got something going on here, girl. You know what I mean? Like
For sure.
I think this is getting more serious and whatever. So I sat down. They're going through a freaking catalog. Which dress would you prefer? Like as far as like there was like opera dresses. There's a certain like build and stuff like that. But there was like certain like pleats You know, like how many pleats did you? Who gives a? You know what I'm saying? Like, shit, as long as it folds in half, or shit, I don't even gotta fold. You know what I mean? Just put on a dress and give me a
Yeah.
little headband and call. But like you know, like they're looking through this book, like you know, and I'm like, oh, my mom didn't know she's gonna have to pay for all this. I'm like, I'm sitting here thinking in my head, like, I don't think my mom discussed this part, like, and I'm really nervous, you know. This woman pulls out her purse, her checkbook. She paid for my entry. She paid for like a $500 dress, and like and said, uh, that's it. Well, there, congratulations, Miss Perez. You're accepted into the George Eastman Lyric Theater Opera. Like, what was that? Like, I was just so out of touch. Like, I was wearing sweatpants that had my favorite number on it, 9. Had my, you know, I was wearing my sweatpants with like this white T-shirt. I had a half up, half down. Like, I was not prepared for this, and I was also really heartbroken about School of the Arts. So, like, I guess I'll join a choir. Like, so like not in that sense, because I'm always grateful, and like I'm highly blessed and highly favored, but like at that time it was like, it was a hard drive there, and then when I started seeing the place, and like as green as the grass, and then like it still felt like because I have a song that's called Hope Don't Exist. I don't believe in hope, because you have a billion of, not billions, but like you have neurons in your body that tell you yes or no. So if you say yes, it's going to be yes. If you tell yourself no, it's going to be no. So, but I had like that faith, and I didn't want it to crash and burn.
I feel
So, yeah.
Explain what your experience was like at the George Eastman School of Opera.
So I enjoyed it. All of our practices were held at Oak Hill. I was the tallest. I was the biggest. I was the oldest. I was the brownest. Like, I stuck out like a sore thumb, obviously, and
Did that make you feel weird?
it did, because all these you have to like, it was like a reality check. Like, and I'm not trying to speak negative about it, because I did enjoy my experience, because I got to sing, and I got to learn foreign language, and I got to widen my range. I got to, and it felt special for,
Truth is truth.
it felt special for this white woman to pick me up from Hudson and Clifford, you know what I mean, and like take me all the way out to West Bumble, you know what I mean, and like it felt good. It felt serious. It felt real. Like, I had, like, there was this. I always think of this one time we were at the George Eastman house, and that was my first, like, oh yeah, like getting into the choir. I still couldn't believe, like, okay, maybe they have pity, and like maybe this is just like, maybe it's for, they need somebody to be a tenor, because at that point in time I was tenor alto. So like maybe they need somebody to hit the deeper like, I kept on making these reasons for what it was, but it was still a blessing. I was like, I gotta be special. And then when we got to George Eastman, like, mind you, I've been to the George Eastman house as like the museum, like for school and stuff, and they always had the velvet lines, and at this point in time all the velvet lines were gone. So I'm like, whoa. I'm like, can I go over there? You know what I mean? Like, they were gone. And then these guys in like red vests are holding these, like, these silver plates with the champagne. Like, it was legit. These people are in like black and tie, and we're singing hello, farewell, our Vieters and goodbye. I do to you and you and you. Sound of Music. But yeah, so it was insane. So like that was like a reality check. I'm like, oh, I may actually be pretty good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it was, and I started to like really soak it in. But there was that time I had that Little Freak song with Nicki Minaj and Usher, specifically the verse with Nicki Minaj, had came up on my phone, and all the kids started laughing. And the teacher had scolded me, and like I had just accidentally left my ringer on, but like like I felt that, you know what I mean? Like, and then all the kids were laughing and like I don't know. And then they were like, "Can you play other ringtones on your phone, like whatever, not like," and
I see where you going with it.
yeah.
That makes sense. It's
Oh, you know what I mean? Like, and but mind you, these are babies compared to me. But obviously, if that ignorance is still fed, like they grow up to be ignorant. And I'm not saying it like that. I'm just saying like at that point in time, we're all kids. But as an adult, I obviously see it as like they're babies. You know what I mean? They didn't know no better. Like you have to understand, like the youngest had to be like 8 years old. At this point, I was 12 going on 13. Like I can't sit here and look at whatever, like, there was, 12-year-olds, it was 11-year-olds, it was 10-year-olds, but I'm saying like the youngest, it was a wide range of age.
and not even that. It's just like the time period, and you got to think about, not saying this exactly, but if you understand this phrase or whatever, product of your environment, it's not you're the product in the environment or whatever. It's just more of like what you're surrounded by. So of course, like during that time period, that was all of us putting songs as ringtones and all that stuff or whatever.
Yeah,
So,
like it was,
yeah.
record on the TV. You know what I'm saying? Because that's how I did it. It was 106 in Park that I recorded that,
Yeah.
that ringtone
Yeah.
and like, and it felt so icky. It felt ugly. Like I felt like embarrassed. Like I felt like they weren't laughing with me, and nor was I laughing. Like I was really like, you know what I mean, and like trying to press the power button down and whatever not, and the sound button down, and like I felt really embarrassed, and like the teacher looking at me, and then me being the oldest, I felt so disappointed in myself.
No, let me ask you this. As a music artist, I'm going to ask you this question because I love to ask everybody this question. I feel like this question is on almost just about every other episode. Now I'm going to give you 2 time periods. Okay? I'm going to give you 2 time periods.
Okay.
Time period of you as an adult music artist, and then the time period of you. Okay. I'm gonna give you a time period as an adult music artist. Then I'm gonna give you a time period as a woman in feminism, or whatever time period you want to choose in your life. If you had to go in this time period for your music career, what would you go back and change, add, or take away?
There's this quote that I found recently, that if you were to go back, you would literally change who you are of yourself. I am very sure of myself. I know who I am. There isn't a certain direction that I would choose because I have yet to see what that path looks like. Like, I just genuinely want to keep on creating music for women, creating music for little Dominique. And there's multiple, like, and I love that, like, there's multiple interviews where I say that like I feed into little Dominique. Like, you have to understand that like even having kids now, and you sure know, but like having kids now, and like, how you were at that age, and it's like almost like a somber feeling. It's like I could look at my son and my daughter, and this is little Dominique, and this is little Jaquan. You know what I mean? Like, Jeremiah's getting into drawing. I don't know how to draw shit. His dad did. And like seeing that and feeding into it, buying all the sketchbooks, graphite pencils. Didn't know there was so many different type of whatever, but his dad put me onto that. But I'm saying, like, I genuinely didn't know until like getting into that realm with him. His father. I mean. So like it really is. And then like my daughter did her first talent show last year, and like she has no stage fright. She just like her mama. Like she is my social butterfly. Jeremiah If he like you, he like you. If he don't, he don't. He's very sure of himself. If he fuck with you, he fuck with you. If he don't, he don't. Hey, I'm not here to make the rules. He don't like you, he don't like you. I can't make my son make any. I'm very big on that. He ain't about to give nobody a hug, kiss, whatever. Same thing with my daughter. Like, hey, that's just what it is. But like, I really feed into my younger self, and maybe that's like brought in with me having my children. And I've had my kids for, like I had Jeremiah 5 days after my 17th birthday. So like that's all that I really know. You know what I mean? And proudly, like I'm saying that that's all that I need to know. Okay, is my kids. Okay, in the house, out the house. They not with me this weekend. Mind your business. But like, mind your business. They're safe. They're with grandma. You know what I'm saying? But like, either way it goes, it's like I'm feeding all the older versions of myself and the girl who wasn't able to do these things. And whether it be my young self, my teenager self was thriving in music. You couldn't hold her down for nothing. She was a hot ass. But like even, in my 20s, with like the domestic violence aspect, like I wasn't able to perform. COVID happened, wasn't able to even look at him like, okay, doing like webinars of singing. You know what I mean? Like, it was just like such out of touch. And like, after my son's father had like passed away, like I gotta live for him, so like the Dominique that he would want me to be, and like the Dominique I would want to be, and I have yet to see her. Hey, don't get me wrong, I'm seeing her right now, you know what I mean? Like I'm the Dominique that I want to be right now, but I'm saying like, on the stage with thousands and thousands and thousands of people chanting my lyrics and whatever, like I could see her as bright as day, and even if it's not that, like, I could fit into each and every pocket. Music is not the only thing for me. I'm multi-talented, and not even in the sense of art, like I am pursuing certain careers in my life. I don't want to say it because the evil eye. But like I am pursuing certain careers in my life that a lot of people wouldn't even expect. And I just refuse to be mediocre, So making music, doing my life, any option that I have, any choice that I make, is to, reflect all of those things. That was a lot. That was a lot, sorry. But to reflect all of those things, yeah.
So, in a sense, you'll never change anything in regards to the musical aspect, and even in personal.
I am who I am, and I feel fearful for the Dominique that wasn't who she was. It's almost like an outer body experience. I feel really bad for her, and not like in the sense of pity, not in the sense of whatever. I just feel so bad. Like no woman, no little girl, no nothing. Like my kids, you know what I mean? Like just human experience. Nobody deserves what I've endured, and I haven't gotten to a place where I want to be open with it, nor should anybody know that much of you. But I do come of a place of understanding, whether people realize it or not.
As always, listen.
Yes.
I'm going to go ahead and let you know, Ms. Dubai.
Yes, sir.
I appreciate you coming here.
I appreciate
chopping
you
it
for
up with
having
us.
me. Yes.
Giving us some insight on who Ms. Dubai is.
Yes, sir.
And what she's about.
Just a wee bit.
Listen, if y'all haven't tuned in, Irish Goodbye is on Apple Music and all platforms.
Yes.
Go tune in. Go subscribe on YouTube. Go add her on IG.
Yes. Do that. Please. Please do.
Y'all know what it is.
TikTok, all streaming services, all social media platforms. Dominus Dubai. Please show some love.
Link in the description. Go find her. Go follow her. Director's Couch.
Here's heaven, all of my insides. I want to love all that's inside. Take time to read. am high. Hello, how you doing? How are you? Maybe I should try. He gotta laugh like I do. Excuses, excuses, forgot the excuses. You know what you're doing. I know what I'm doing. What I know. How you doing? How are you? Hello, how you doing? How are you? A couple minutes, yeah, man, you can try to argue. Sorry, no reply. Didn't mean harm you. Hello, how you doing? How are you? I don't think I'm a reply. I don't think I'm a reply. Now I'm thinking I should reply. I think I'm gonna reply. Stay quiet, but the couple of chat bubbles. Stay quiet. Now I'm drinking by the bottle. Baby been doing some thinking, and maybe I should mention the drinking. But baby, it's a freaking weekend. So baby, tell me what you're thinking. Wait alone, how you doing? How are you? Maybe I should try. He gotta laugh like I do. Excuses, excuses, forget the excuses. You know what you're doing.